Quick disclaimer, guys. On the screen right now, you can see my current coaching prices. So if you want that, show me in the description below. And yeah, this video is kind of different. It's like kind of an insight into my coaching. And yeah, I just went over the replay with you guys, what I talked about with him, what he should do differently, and just making him aware of some stuff. Here the most important part. I don't care which camp you do. As soon as you do your first camp in the jungle, you have to look at sidelines, right? Darius started in lane, bot lane, look bot lane here, an obvious leash, and look at his Braum. Like, he lost HP, right? So, I told him here, bro, you have to ping this out, right? And I don't give a shit if you ping this for your teammates, you have to ping this for yourself. I'm telling this every single client I've coached so far, no one is pinging, and then they wonder why they cannot, like, track the enemy jungler, right? This position, fine. You are doing your third camp, so basically, the Graves has to be doing his third camp as well, right? So, ping him out, danger pings on the wolves. Here again, this is actually very important now. As soon as you finish your third camp, so I don't give a shit if you are on the blue side or on the red side of the jungle. If you have the red buff, it's a little bit nicer though. Especially on Diana here, bro. Instead of running to your strong side, top lane, right? Because this is where you're pathing. You just want to take a look at bot lane here, right? And I think you can see how your bot lane hasn't died yet, right? There's still a wave, so even if they died, you can think about this. But bro, if I finish my red buff and I see this, all I'm doing is pathing like this, man, if I'm Diana. You see this? This takes roughly 13 seconds or something, maybe a little bit longer. But like, look at this, bro. I mean, just go here. Like, and this is the basic concept. As soon as you finish your 3 camps, right? Before you path to your strong side, you look for bot lane, right? If there's a possibility. Or at least you ping that the Graves could be here, right? Because as you can see, he would already be here. Like, he went all this way, he already cleared the camp. He would have just cleared his Braum, right? And then, important, you have to base then if you go for this, because then you have to base and protect your top side, right? The thing though is, the Graves will not invade your camps here unless you show, right? So you showing here takes like 1 second, and you go on this Braum, you kill him. Even though he's flash, you as Diana, you would just run into him, right? You would keep your Q. As soon as he flashes, you can use your Q and E. And then you would base. And basing and running back to the middle of the map, or your Gromp or blue off, takes 20 seconds. So 8 seconds recalling, 20 seconds walking there, 30 seconds. As you can see, 30 seconds and 30 seconds the Graves can react to you being bot side. Go over here, takes roughly 10 seconds. Clear this blue buff, takes another 12 seconds. And you can see he can at most get 1 blue buff, like 1 camp. And 1 kill, especially first blood in the early game and impacting your bot lane, right? And then being top side to play for this. I think you guys can see how much more valuable that is than a blue buff. So yeah, that was a very big opportunity he missed out. Here again, he was asking me about ganking. Guys, when it comes to ganking, there's only 3 factors. It's HP, so if you can kill him. Because you only want to gank and show yourself on the map if you can get gold and EXP. The game is still about gold and XP. And if you cannot kill someone by ganking, you might as well just do your camps, right? Because they give you guaranteed XP and gold. The second thing is, you don't want to gank to blow summoner spells. Because again, it's about gold and XP. Bro, if you are just ganking a lane to blow the flash, right? Bro, you just showed on the entire map. And I'm telling you, if you show top lane here, you don't get a kill. Or I don't care what you do topside. But if you show on the map, this bot lane will be able to play so aggressive as soon as they see you topside, right? So it's so bad to go for a gank if you don't get a kill. Because you're actually kind of losing your side lanes here, right? Because I'm telling you, this bot lane, the Lucian and the Braum, are playing very different compared to if they didn't see you, right? So yeah, gold, wave set, very important. The wave set will dictate where the enemy has to position to last it, especially a melee champ. And the third one is, of course, summoner spells. Mostly it's flash. It's a Darius though, so most top laners actually use Ghost nowadays. So if you take that into account, you can see that this gank is fine. Because you actually have a Garen. He can just Q on him, right? Use his Ignite, spin around. So this is very good adaptation here. The only thing I told him was, this pathing here, as you can see. He's like hugging the wall, right? As a jungler, you do not want to go, if you go for gank, you do not want to path where they are. So in this case, you don't want to go where the Darius is as of right now. You want to path or like click with your mouse where they are going to be, right? So you want to cut them off. Because he obviously wants to go to his tower, right? With Flash and Ghost. And especially since he has Ghost, this is important here. Because as you can see, actually my PC is kind of... Like, look at this here. Because he's going where he's at right now, he actually has to burn Flash, right? In a different world, he would have just pathed like this, cut him off. And then he wouldn't even have to Flash. So that's also very important. In a different world, you wouldn't even kill him. But he had to burn his Flash. Here again, guys, he didn't ping a single time where the Graves is. Very important. Even if he does know, you want to ping him for your teammates and yourself. It's 3:28. We knew Graves started here, obviously. So naturally, you would know he just finished Crux. Yes. In this scenario, it's very good his spacing, right? Also, since he started leashless on the Raptors, they will respawn at 3:55 in-game timer. Very important. Leashless, Raptors or Wolves, most people nowadays do Raptors leashless. No one is doing really Wolves besides Shaco. 3:55 till 4 minutes, very important. And this allows you, knowing this timer is so important, because you now know exactly what your tempo is. And if you're like sacrificing time for something else, right? And then you can evaluate if it's worth or not. Let's say it's like 3:30, right? You clear the Scuttle Grab, it's like 3:40, and there's a top opportunity, right, to gank. Bro, if you started in this game, right, like he did on the Raptors, you finish the Scuttle, and then you go for a top gank, you know for sure, first of all, if you track the enemy jungler, if you can invade this, right, if you start a top side, because this camp can be invaded, right? Scuttle, finish it at 3:40, he can just go over here, wait 10 seconds, and steal this and this, right? So this basically teaches you how to think about the game if you know this timer, right? Here as well though, he actually bases because he doesn't think he can contest this, which is very true. I don't think you have. You can just base, go here, take this, right? Being very efficient with your camps. But again, guys, if you went for the spot lane play, right? This is why early ganking is so... You don't lose anything if you're very decisive and quick with your ganks, with your level 3 ganks. Because imagine he did 3 camps, right? Raptors, Crux, Red, bot lane. Walking there takes roughly 10 seconds, killing them takes roughly 10 seconds, then recalling 20, 28, 20. So basically, he would have been over here, but he would have gone for this gank, but he wouldn't have had time to do this and this, right? So he would have straight up protected his camps. Okay, my camps are still up, go for gank, and then I would tell him to just go back here, right? Clear. But that time your Raptors up, clear them, get maybe a Scuttle and the Crux and base, right? So you can see, even if he went for the level 3 gank on the bot lane, he has enough time to do this, right? So you don't lose anything if you just protect the top side then, right? So yeah, in that scenario he would have just cleared back. Since he did not go for this gank, he's no basing. Since there's no camps up, very good. And again, guys, ping. Bro, I don't see a single ping here, right? Like in a different world, like your top laner is dying here, pushing out this wave. So yeah, ping, very important. Yeah, nothing happening here, just walking back. Yeah, I told him this was good adaptation. Even though the Braum has flash. But again, of course it's good adaptation killing them here. But man, I think you guys can see if you just went bot lane, right? They would have never gotten a kill and your bot lane would actually be winning if you just went there level 3. Like they were staying the entire time here. Like it's so illegal how they played. So yeah, there are many opportunities you can take advantage of. Okay, so here he's doing that. And at this point, another different timer is the 420 timer. Your first camp after your buff. So if you do blue buff, it's the Gromp. If you do red buff, it's the Crux, right? The first camp after the buff, if you're not doing the leashless start, will respawn at 420. So we now know, first of all, because we tracked him in the early game, the Grace, right? The Braum leashed for him, obviously. He tanked the HP. So we knew he started here. So the first camp after his blue buff is the Gromp, 420. That's the respawn timer. The second camp always spawns 20 seconds apart from this one. So 420 is the Gromp, this would be 440. Then the Raptors 5 minutes. The red buff is roughly 6 or 7 minutes-ish because it takes like 5 minutes to respawn. And this is like 540 or something. Unless, of course, they go for level 2 gank, then their camps are kind of offset because they didn't clear them. But yeah. So, in this game, there's not a possibility, but I would have just told him to think about invading this. Okay, you cannot invade it. Your bot lane is kind of weak. Sure, you just want to path topside, but at least you know it's 5 minutes. Graves is going to be over here pathing to his raptors, which are respawning, right? Just like him here, right? So this is very important, guys. This is how you have to think about camp timers. They allow you so many times to know to go for an invade or not, and at the very least you get to track the enemy jungler. As we can see, 5:10, he's over here, right? This camp spawns is 5 minutes. Very easy. This is good adaptation here, but he's just clearing this camp. At this point we just want to play for crops and get our level 6, because at the end of the day we're still playing Diana, right? So this is actually a great game, besides some concepts we are missing out on. So here I told him, obviously we would know, if we just track the enemy jungler, that he has to be topside here, right? And he hasn't shown for anything else on the map, so he's basically still clearing. And what you would want to do here is, you would just queue the crops and pull them out, like over here, right? Because the thing is, it's very dangerous for you to do them like this, because the Graves can come. He can come and just surprise you, right? And I'm not saying that you will die to him. I'm just saying it's like unnecessary, right? You can just spot him as soon as he comes, right? So you cannot even smite a crop away from you, right? So, and as we can see here, the Graves actually is coming from the right side here. It's just kind of unnecessary, because you kind of want to see the Graves before he attacks you, so you can ping your team for help. So actually, I think this would have played out differently. Here, I just told him maybe instead of walking into a wave, you should walk to the plant, hit it, and heal up. But I'm not too concerned with that. I mean, he dealt a lot of damage on the Graves, so that was fine. And now there's a very important part, guys, in the video. There is the third timer. The third timer is 650. And 650 is the timer. For him, it's a little bit different, because he did on Diana Raptors, Crux, Red. So he actually did this red buff as his third camp. But usually, especially if you play against champions who cannot start leashless on the Raptors, they will start on the buff. And no matter which buff, it can be blue buff or red buff, the timing for the buff is 650, right? The buff spawns as 130. Takes roughly 10 seconds to finish it. So roughly 640, 645-ish, maybe a little bit later even. So yeah. And this timer will tell you most of the time also that these camps are spawning, right? Like the Gromp and the Wolves. And basically what we know by now, I mean, it's very easy. The Graves clear topside, of course. So we would assume that he would go here, right? So immediately, Graves on the death timer, he just spawned danger ping, danger ping, danger ping. Ping that he's going bot side, right? And again, you want to think about, can you invade this? Are you strong enough? In this game, you're still playing Diana against Graves. You have no R up, so no way, right? Also, your bot lane is losing here. So just think about it, right? The possibility. In this game, of course, not. But, okay, you cannot invade him. What else can you do? Just danger ping that is over here, right? Track him. And I will show you something. Like, this was, if you actually track the enemy jungle and you are like aware of jungle respawn timers, you would know that this play here is completely unnecessary. Bro, I don't give a shit about Drake in this game ever. Unless there's nothing else I can do. But man, if you track the Graves, right, and actually on this crop fight here, he died before the Graves. And he's actually way faster when it comes to clearing than Graves. So instead of, first of all, what we talked about, not only is he showing his position here and telling the top laner, oh man, you can play like you want, right? You can just kill my Garen. I'm just over here chilling. Not only is he showing his position, which you never want to do, he's also using this blend, even though we know he has to be here to Grace, right? Like, his camp spawned from bot to top, right? And 650, we knew he died. He's coming out of base. He has to be here. So there's no reason to be using this blend. And actually, like, look back 30 seconds, right? If he actually tracked it Grace from the get-go, as soon as the game started, and he was aware of jungle timers, he would actually have such a great opportunity here. I'm fine with him pathing like this, I get it. He kind of wanted to log himself in for bot lane play. But bro, as soon as I'm here and I finish this, I'm immediately going here taking this camp. Like he would go from Crux all the way here, outside in rule, take the furthest objective, this, go back, take this, and he would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 camps. And Graves got like what? 3 camps? And then Drake? I don't give a shit about Drake. And he would have been like 2 levels ahead of the Graves. And of course, like, would have been able to play for top set as well, right? So yeah. As we can see, I think he actually goes for this now. But I think you guys get how impactful this play would have been. And so this basically is just tracking, right? And knowing about the timers. So he actually goes for this now, which is good. But to be honest, bro, if this Graves wasn't like a retard and he like didn't just drop his camps topside, man, like I don't get what he's doing here, to be honest. Like a different player would just be over here and protect this. So yeah, you would never be able to get this against a different kind of player who just knows the value of his camps. And again, guys, when it comes to Drake, don't get me wrong, Drake is good, but to be honest, bro, the only Drake that is kind of worth is like the Soul Drake, right? And I get it, you need Drakes for the Soul Drake, but like I'm more than willing to sacrifice 1 or 2 Drakes for camps. Because at the end of the day, camps get you strong. Drake gives you like 20 XP, 20 gold, right? So you can for sure get the next Drakes by having elite, right? So that's how you have to think about it. I mean, I think that's pretty much it in this game. He goes for a top lane play here. And there's a very important thing happening here, I believe. Let me see. He goes to Skull. Yeah. I think this is fine. And here he actually goes for the camps, which is really good. I just told him he could have played for Grubs and then went bot side. I don't think he's in a position where he has to go bot lane, but I still think it's fine. But the thing is, I'm just concerned with the Graves coming back into this game, right? Kind of. So I get it, he wants to get the bot side behind, so I was not too mad about that, so that's very fine. But what happens here is very important, because we talked about keeping the lead, right? And if you want to keep the lead, guys, it's all about like not inting basically, right? Like the game is still the same. You take camps, you take objectives, but like as we can see here, okay, so he does this. This is all fine. And guys, if you finish the crops here, right, and you look at the side lanes here, bro, you can gank bot top lane, right? Even if this guy was low HP. But if I press tab and I see a Darius who's 1 and 4, and my Garen is already hard winning, the last thing I want to do is Diana especially, or Evelynn or Rengar, is using my R to kill this guy who's not even worth gold, okay? So this is very important in the mid game, to know where to use your R cooldown, especially on these kinds of champions. Besides that, he actually now went for a mid lane play here. And I told him, bro, like, again, ganking theory, HP, flash, and positioning, right? Bro, if this guy has flash, I know I'm Diana, right? He will just flash my R. So I told him, bro, why don't you just clear this, clear you from top to bot, and use your R over here? Because at the end of the day, you are strong enough to kill the top laner, the mid laner, or the bot lane, right? But you want to kill a person who's first of all has maybe a bounty, but second of all is like a threat, right? You want to take out this Lucian, because he's the only person who's useful, right? And even though they won this game, bro, as you can see here, making a decision when it comes to ganking and balancing farming, right? He would have never made this play. Also, he didn't know if he had flash up, so he just flashes away after he R's here. I mean, he just, you see how much of a hustle this is? And here he actually dies, and yeah, just imagine, bro, knowing this, and first of all, not going for a guy who is flash up. He could have just, instead of going for this gank, 1 camp, 2 camp, 3, 4, 5, and then just go here, right? Use your aura on this bot lane. And the worst thing that happens is that you get like 5 camps, right, for free. So yeah, this is basically how you keep your lead. I see most people, they just go for, they just think they are like on 6 items full build against like level 1 opponents. Nah, like at this point you're not that strong. So yeah, guys, those were like the fundamentals we talked about in a short session.